Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Remember, brothers, the colonizers raped and massacred our people.
Shout out to you brothers and sisters who are watching online. I hope you're able to join us. You weren't able to be here with us presently, at least you're here with us in spirit. I want to just touch on a couple of things, touch on a few things, but I'm trying to wait. I'm going to stall for time because I'm waiting for the deacons and some captains to show up here. So I'm going to touch on some stuff first before jumping into the main event. All right? So real quick, I want to go to the book of Jude. Real quick, Jude. There seems to be a bit of a stir going on in Israel that's taken place, and it revolves around a doctrine of Christianity that states that nations can be saved. I don't know where that came from or why. Well, I kind of do. It comes from being orphans and not having the proper guidance and being on your own and running away from daddy's house and being on your own. You tend to kind of wander off into the darkness when that takes place. Like, for example, I know 2018 we had brothers leave up out of here. Remember that, Cap? Left up out of here, and all of a sudden the Sabbath begins at sunrise. Remember the sunrise Sabbath doctrine? Yeah. Where they at now? Where they at? Where are the sunrise Sabbath camps? Nowhere to be found. But this is what happens when you stray from those who, and you tend to bite the hand that feeds you. So, 2 Peter 2, hold on a second. Is it 2 Peter 2? No, that's not Peter, I'm sorry. Give me a second. This is not my notes, this is just a bit of a sidebar. I want to get Jude, hold on. Jude, and I want verse 8. Jude and 8. No, 2 Peter first, 2 and 10, I was right. 2 Peter 2 and 10. 2 Peter 2 and 10, and then we're going to go to Jude.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 10. But chiefly, them that walk after the flesh and the lust of uncleanness.
Yeah, having multiple women, nations. I'm hearing concubines. You can have concubines now. You in captivity, you can have concubines. Nigga, you a concubine. You in slavery, but you can have slave wives. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. Read on.
But chiefly them that walk after the flesh.
Yeah, I'm going there. I'm just jumping to it. I'm sorry. I'm just going to jump into it. I got the time to do it, so I'm going to just jump into it. Go ahead, read again.
But chiefly them that walk after the flesh and the lust of uncleanness.
That's what it boils down to. Go ahead.
And despise government.
They despise being led. They want to lead when they're not leaders. When they lack the experience and the time to lead, they don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to have an elder over them. They feel, I am an elder. I am a priest. That's what these are the attributes of men like that, who seek preeminence when they are not worthy of the preeminence that they acquire. Read on.
Presumptuous,
go ahead.
Are they?
Presumptuous. Like when you say things like the elders in the old school taught that the nations can be saved, Cap. Was you there? Oh, you was there. Okay, good. Keep that in mind. Continue.
Self-will.
Just go on their own and do whatever the hell they want to do, not knowing what the hell is going on, without any instruction or any guidance. Self-will, which goes back to being what? Presumptuous. Go ahead.
They are not afraid to speak evil of dignity.
They are not afraid to disrespect those that were around before them. Disrespect their elders. Go against their own elders. Defect from their elders. Deserters, defectors. These are the end risks. These are the attributes of such. Let's read on.
Whereas angels.
Jump down to verse 12.
Verse 12. But these.
The same ones mentioned earlier, but these individuals, go ahead.
As natural, brute beasts.
Simple. Go ahead.
Made to be taken and destroyed.
Some of you are predestined for death. And your actions and your teachings make it so. Go ahead.
Speak evil of the things that they understand not.
Speak evil of things they don't understand, like Paul teaching idolatry. Things like that. Things in that realm, in that area. Like, for example, if Paul was teaching idolatry, Cap, that would make Paul a what? A false prophet, right? So Paul is a false prophet, because if Paul is telling us in his letters that the scriptures say that Paul was used as a chosen vessel, right? And Paul says in his letters that he was taught by Christ himself. Then he writes a letter saying, yeah, you can worship other gods. Yeah, be an idolater. But at the same time, he says that Christ is using him and Christ taught him. That make him a false prophet, right? But rather than just be honest and outright about it, and just brothers want to be discreet and slick. Well, we're not saying that he's a false prophet. He just made a mistake. So let me make sure I understand. Let's make sure I understand. So Paul taught us to worship other gods or idols, but he's a righteous man that we take instruction from. Cool. So get me 1 Peter. When Peter mentions Paul's letters, please. I want to see how many of Paul's letters Peter read. Because when Paul wrote Corinthians, Peter was alive. He wrote Corinthians around 54, 55 AD, and Peter was right there. And there were many surviving disciples that were around. Andrew, John, they were all there. Right? Read that.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, and verse 16.
Go ahead.
As also in all his epistles.
All what?
In all his epistles.
In all what?
In all his epistles.
Some.
In all his epistles.
Few.
In all his epistles.
Few pages.
In all his epistles.
All his letters. So Peter read all of Paul's letters. Go ahead.
Speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood.
So Peter tells you that when you read Paul's letters, they're hard to be understood. But let's see who they're difficult for. Read on.
Which they that are unlearned.
They are what?
Which they that are unlearned.
The same guys he mentioned earlier in chapter 2. Self-willed, presumptuous, uncleanness, them. Go ahead.
And unstable.
Those who are unlearned and what?
And unstable.
1 minute nations can be saved. No, sorry. They can't be saved. Now they can be saved. They can't get salvation. Now they can get salvation. Not all of them are bad. I'm sorry. They're all wicked. Now some of them are good. Unstable. Go ahead.
And unstable. Rest.
Do what?
Rest.
Twist.
Rest.
Twist or wrestle. They twist it. They wrestle with it. Have a hard time with it. Or twist it. Go ahead.
As they do also the other scriptures.
As they do also the other scriptures regarding nations going to captivity and not being saved. Go ahead.
Unto their own destruction.
Unto their own destruction. That Peter said earlier that they're reserved for or appointed for. Read on.
Ye therefore, beloved, seeing ye know these things before.
Seeing you know what things? That people will take Paul's letters and who are unlearned and unstable and twist them or even say things like Paul was a false prophet or Paul taught idolatry. Read on.
Beware lest ye also, being led away with the error of the wicked.
With the who?
Beware lest ye also, being led away with the error of the wicked.
So those who are unstable and unlearned with Paul's letters are the wicked. It is the error of the wicked. This is what Peter says about Paul's letters. Those who wrestle have a hard time with Paul's letters are in the error of the wicked. Read on.
Fall from your own steadfastness.
What steadfastness? What steadfastness? Paul's letters. Go ahead.
But grow in grace.
Grow in grace.
And in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. To him be glory both now and forever. Amen.
So, just so I understand. So, Peter is the elder of the 12 disciples. Am I right or wrong? Was he the elder of the 12 disciples? Yes. Yes, he was. So, Peter read all of Paul's letters and was like, yeah, the idolatry part, leave that there. Leave it there. That's good. That would mean that Peter was complicit in allowing Paul to teach idolatry. So not only is Paul wrong, who else is wrong? Peter. And if Peter's wrong, who else is wrong? All the other 12, right? The other 11, right? So, well, because one died, so the other 11, because James was killed by Herod. So Peter sat around and let Paul write a bunch of erroneous garbage, then Christ up there taking a nap. He didn't know what was going on up there, apparently. He's up there asleep. Michael was like, hey, Christ, wake up. Paul's writing erroneous letters. What? Huh? Where was I? You asleep, Christ? Oh no, what do I do? Quick, hop in those unlearned niggas down there that had no elders and make them show the world that Paul was off.
What?
That's what you're supposed to believe? That's what you're supposed to believe that? So that means that we serve an incompetent God that allowed a man to write letters that were written before the Gospels. 10, 20 plus years before, he just wrote down a bunch of BS, and Peter was like, on fentanyl. Oblivious. So that would mean that our God is incompetent. That would mean that the disciples that Christ chose are incompetent, and Paul was a false prophet. He made a mistake. No, making a mistake is when you do what Peter did and deny Christ 3 times, which Christ already called it. Or when you're ashamed to teach the northern kingdom and you hide off like Peter did. That's a mistake that can be fixed, rectified. But when you tell someone in a letter, quote unquote, to serve another God or reverence another, that's far from an error, brother. That's far from a mistake. That's idolatry. So you're teaching that Paul was a false prophet. Brothers try to skate around it like we stupid over here. I bet I've been in this truth for 20 years next year. We've seen this before. This ain't new. This ain't nothing new to us. Brothers try to be slick and slide with it. Oh, Paul, I mean, you can read Paul's letters, but, he's not really an authority. He's just some nigga we read about from time to time, Paul's letters is, they all right, you know what I'm saying? Like Paul wrote some stuff over there. We gonna read a little bit of that, but we don't really accept the whole thing. Why? So what you're saying in essence is that Paul was a false prophet. You're trying to skate around it and be all discreet about it. But we already see what's happening. We see what's going on. First, it starts off with James going off. James went off. That old fool years ago taught that garbage. And he spawned these rebellious Negroes now. These Negroes are his fault. These are his children. Coming with this garbage now. Causing all this confusion. They're your fault, Vernon. I know you're watching. So now, let's go back to where we were at before.
2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 12. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not.
Go ahead.
And shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
Read on.
And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness.
Now, get Jude now. Get Jude. Jude, is it Jude 10? Which is the same thing. Jude also addressed the same thing. So Peter had time to address that, but he had time to address Paul's letter. He had time to address everything else, but Paul's letter he wrote erroneously to the Corinthians. What was he tired? He forgot. He took a nap and forgot about Paul's letter. That's what happened. He had to work that day. He was doing overtime and forgot. Took a nap in his car, in his horse.
What?
Jude 8.
The book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 8.
Come on.
Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh.
How many 2 readers? Go ahead.
Despise dominion and speak evil of dignities.
Do you know what? Read again.
Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh. Despise dominion.
Despise being led. Want to be a leader, but not built to be one. Lack the time and experience to be one. How you know? By their actions, by their decorum. The pride and arrogance in them. Ain't been in the world 20 years, running your mouth. When I got a YouTube page, been the truth longer than them. We was out here teaching the street in Brooklyn and Nostrand. They was like 7 years old. They don't know who we are. No, I don't know who you are, kid. I don't know who you are, child. You barely even 30 years old. I don't know. They don't know who we are. We've run all these debates. Read on.
And speak evil of dignities.
And speak evil of leadership, men that were around long before their time. Based upon some book that was with some dubious dating. Jump down to verse 10, please.
Verse 10. But these speak evil of those things which they know not, but what they know naturally as brute beasts.
Go ahead.
In those things they corrupt themselves.
Next verse.
Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain.
Cain hated his brother. He despised them. So that spirit is there. When you teach that your brother's enemies can be saved with them, you're Cain. That's the spirit of Cain. You hate your people. When you teach that the man that destroyed and celebrates the death of your people on this very day can get salvation because there's a few good ones, you despise your people. I heard we're the Christian camp. Are we now? We're the Christian camp? And y'all teaching nation salvation? But we're the Christian camp. You can't make this up. Read on.
And ran greedily after the era of Balaam.
And ran greedily after the era of Balaam, because Balaam wanted that money. He wanted that fancy Maserati, that fancy G5, G6, whatever, Lambo, even the, what is it called? The G-Wagon. He wanted that too. Read on.
For reward.
For reward. Go ahead.
And perish in the gainsaying of court.
And perish in the gainsaying. He ain't just doing what your camp, he doing what all of us. So, okay, here, you guys think you're better than us. You look down on us. That's the chorus said to Moses. See, exact same thing, the same spirit. The exact same spirit. So now, let's go back. What was that before all of that?
2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 13 now.
No, I don't want that. So now, get me the video quick, Children of the Schools. So I read all that to say this. It is now being spread, Cap, you're going to speak on this eventually, that the elders back in the old school taught that all nations can be saved. That's what was taught, right? That's what was taught. And were you there, Cap?
1, 2, 1, 2. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I was never taught. No.
Oh, okay, good.
Absolutely
good.
not.
So you was there?
I was there.
Oh, okay. Yep. See, in our congregation, we have those who were there. We don't go off books. We have men that were actually there, that sat next to the elders that were there. You know, that's what leaders do. Leaders, they inquire first before they just put stuff out there and assume. Give me the video, please. Let's see what Bishop explains, who was also there. Stop in 5 minutes.
Whole package that we have.
Now, this is a video that Bishop brought out years. This is us. I look like a kid here. Years ago, Bishop had brought the origin of the Israelite schools, and he explained. I want to not this guy. 5 minutes. Let's go to 5 minutes. It's fine right there. Yep, right there. It's good. So Bishop goes into, this is our old website right here. It's obviously undergone many revisions, but the website we had here, we had the history. We still do have it, I think, in the website of the schools and its origin, how it started, who were the successors, and so forth. This is important for you to know, your elders. I have much high reverence and respect for these men. That is Marsha and Yaikwab there. Those are my elders before my elders. Those are the elders that taught your elders in here. Okay, that's what elders respect their elders. Orphans respect nothing. Read that.
1973, Moshe ben Kareem.
Before you speak on something, Negro, understand it first. Understand first, then rebuke. The Bible says, those who are evil speak on things they know not. I don't do that. We don't do that here. That's called time and experience. Say that, please.
You had Moshe ben Kareem, a.k.a. also known as Masha. He was chosen to carry on teaching in Abba Bivens' place. Bivens had died, okay? He was fighting with the Muslims on the street because you had two groups that was teaching on the streets at this time. You had the Muslims. That's why if you look at the movie Malcolm X, remember you see Malcolm on a ladder teaching, and you got you had Sharpton playing a preacher.
Bobby Seale.
Right. So during that time, you also had Bivens was on the street teaching. They used to get into confrontations about the scriptures, and Bivens didn't play. He'd fight you quick. So the Muslims had beat him down real bad and put him in the hospital. In the hospital, he had set up Mashat and Yaakov to take over the teachings of the school, and Bivens had passed away. So I'm going to read this right here. 1973, Moshe ben Kareem, a.k.a. Mashat, was chosen to carry on teaching in Abba Bivens' place, where Peter Sherrod, also known as Yaakov, that's Yaakov on the right, Mashat is in the green. It says they took over the Israeli school, adding UPK, Universal Practical Knowledge. Later in the 70s, they were helped by 5 other brothers, and they were called the 7. They were offered, now this is the key point, They were offered several $1 million by the Rosicrucians to teach a more Christian or Jewish message of unity for all mankind.
Pause. A Christian or more Jewish. Now, the reason why I find this important is because whenever you see a certain level of infiltration take place, it usually starts with, it says Jewish. I'm seeing Israelites walk around with these seats on. Khazarian fringes. There's no record of us wearing that nonsense that way. It ain't biblical. It's not in there. There's no record of us wearing them things that way ever. Nowhere. Anywhere. That ZC stuff is brothers trying to adapt to the world. They can take them on, take them off. Take them on, take them off. They can do nigger things. The same way Amalek does. They touch on little children, do witchcraft, then put them back on. It's the same thing. Y'all doing the exact same thing. Then another sign of it is nations getting saved. These are signs of a wavering spirit or an infiltrated organizations. One of the two. Either you are deep in your sin and you are lost at this point. The Lord done gave you a strong delusion, or someone taking money. It's one or the other. There's no way around it. There's no skip around it. It's one or the other. Either your spirit is lost, you trying to save mama, usually that too, or someone trying to make money. One or the other. Press play.
Some of the other Israelite camps teach. Masha and Yaakov refuse.
Pause. They refused. The elders refused to accept that doctrine. Refused to take that check. Play.
Y'all
We were there when they were doing this.
They handed them a blank check and said, just write in whatever number you want and it's yours. They said no and gave it back to him. It says a Christian Jewish message means Negroes will remain on the bottom of society and the full truth will never be taught. So now we want to pause right there at that history there. And I want to go to the photos. Go to the photos now.
Get some photos.
Okay, this is on 125th Street. This is the address. 1 West 125th Street. The top floor is where Masha Yaakov had the school at.
Can you pause?
Okay.
You know why he got these pictures from? Because he was there. Not from some book. He was there.
This is war.
He was present. Cap, were you there? Cap was there. Let's continue.
This is they had it from the 70s, from this time. Right, that was the room 211. That's when we had came in, okay? It was room 211 on the second floor.
That right there leads up to those doors, the 211.
Right.
That's the store. Those are the infamous stairs that we talk about.
Right. So we used to tell you stories. If you went in there and tried to rebel against the elders, there was 7 of them. Run your mouth.
Hey, pause. You come in there with that Nation Salvation stuff, you go on them stairs too. Throw your ass down them same stairs. They just gonna be saved. Get this thing out of here.
This is war.
Boop. You're not coming in with that doctrine, man. First play.
Down these stairs.
You was going down head first.
Right. And they were serious. Dead serious. It got to a point where they didn't have to jump over the table. They said, brothers, throw that nigga out right there.
You got an escort.
You have 5 big black brothers pick your behind up and throw you down those stairs. You hear,
We didn't take no mess. This is Lahab, the one in the black.
right. Which one?
This one here, that's Lahab.
That's Lahab, right.
Okay, the next one is Masha.
Right, he was the head of the school, Masha.
Yeah, you can say
I can't see what that is.
That's Ariel
That's
behind
Ariel on the back. You do have
These
to-
are the elders here. Yaquab there, you got Marshall there, Lahab on the left, he saw the garments. He's the one behind the garments. Correct? I ask these questions because I ask questions. I sit the footsteps of my elders. I ask questions. I don't just go at stuff. Presumptuous and self-willed. Go ahead, Cap.
Hey, yep. That's the one in the black, Lahab. Yeah, he was the one with the garments, with the military structure. This guy, they didn't play. You wouldn't come into school with that mess. They would throw you out. if you come dressing the wrong way, they will throw you out. You understand? So, and some of these men, some of these young kids today, they wasn't even born when this man was in the street bringing out smoke about the scriptures. So there was I never heard that one time that the nation could be saved.
And I don't see, do you see any shoestrings on their garments here? Any
None,
shoestrings?
whatsoever.
Any Kazar strings?
Nope.
Timberland boot shoestrings on their belts
None of
here?
that stuff.
Not a single one.
Hey, I was part of the team that did the fringes, so I know there's no way.
Well, you were the tailor?
I was a tailor.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
He was making the garments.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Speak on things they know not. Let's continue.
Way in the back.
Right.
Well, you can barely see him, but that's Kazakh. Right? No. Listen. See what Larry is with the white turban on? Go back. Right now, right next to him, right there. That's Kazakh. The next one, that's Kazakh. And the next one, that's Yeshaya. That's Yeshaya. The next one is Yaquab. That's Ariel's father.
Right. That's Ariel's father. And the next one on the far right is Shaw. No.
That's a Shaw right there.
Right there.
That's the 7.
That's the 7 that taught all these different 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the 7 leaders that taught all these Israelites that you see out here. The bulk of them come from the understanding that these men set up. So don't let nobody. You got brothers talking about, oh, I taught Nathaniel. No, these was our teachers right there, the ones we named. That's it. Don't let nobody gas you up in your ear. No, I taught. No, they didn't. Yes. No, the ones that died is Yaquab and Mashah.
Pause. Yaquab and Mashah were the successors of Abba Bivens. Abba Bivens came from the commandment keepers. The commandment keepers were pretty much, it's Jake that taught that they were converts. They were following Amalek. So Abba came from that sect of Israelites that taught blacks only, an Afrocentric version of pretty much of Israel, of rabbinic Judaism. He did not believe in Christ at the time. He didn't know he was an ethnic Jew. He realized he was an ethnic Jew, and he came out of the rabbinical teachings, and he realized that Christ was the Messiah, and that the Native Americans are Israelites. He was the first one to come. The Most High opens his understanding to that. He built the foundation that we stand on. Well, Christ, of course, first and foremost, but he built upon that foundation of Christ initially. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And then when he got beaten up by the Muslims, these two were his successors. So wherever these two went is where One West went. So that no fat, morbidly obese can't tell you something different. Wherever these two went, that's where One West went. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So when Yaquab passed on, Mashah remained. Wherever he went was where One West went. Whoever left him left One West. You understand? It's that simple. Bishop and them went with him, with Mashah, because he was Abba's successor. Go ahead, Cap.
Yeah, we all went with Mashah. He established the house of David. Okay, that's after they're trying to kill him.
Right. Tried to kill him. It was a
Trying
coup.
to kill him, yeah.
Right, so he left. So and most of y'all left with him. The remnant remained and got paid off by the Eastern Rosicrucians. Took the bag. And then some elders remained with them. So, best play.
Yaquab died the night of the split, and Mashah died sometime later. Okay, so those are the 7 elders that taught us through, and Bivens taught them. Okay, actually, let me go back to Yaquab for a second, because Bivens did not drop the understanding to Yaquab. Yaquab was in the Midwest, and he was in a bar. And he said, a black man, he said, back then, he said they all had 6 shooters on their hips back in the West. Because if you ever met them, they were dressed like cowboys. Yeah. He said a dude walked in, and he said he was at the bar, and the brother said, he said the brother's afro went right into his beard, and he said it was perfect. He said not one strand of hair was out of place. And he said the brother said, hey, you see all these black people in this bar right here? And Yaquab goes, yeah. He says, all of them in here is Israelites. He said, Israelites? He says, Israelites. And Yaquab said he started looking around. He said the brother walked up and walked out the bar. Yaquab said he ran behind him to ask him more questions, and he said he never saw the guy again. He didn't know if he went to the left or right. He was looking, he didn't see him. So he said he thinks that it was an angel. That was his thought to us. He said, I can't prove it, but that was my thought. So then when he came up this way, that's when he met Bivens. And Bivens expounded more of the understanding to him. Ariel is the one in the red. You got Masha with the black leather hat.
With the
black with the teeth on it. Right, that's Masha. On the far right is Shaw. Yes. Now on the far left, go to the far left, that's Ramila. He's the one
Pause. See that guy, the young guy right there? That's Captain McQuarrie right there. Yeah. He right there. Look at him. Yeah. That's him right there, because he was there. Respect your elders, orphans. No, you fatherless, I know. But respect your elders, please. That's how we're raised up here to do. Go ahead. That guy right there, Ramila, taught me and Deacon Asaph. The guy Ramila right there, before I came to Bishop, we learned he taught us first here. And we came and met Bishop later on. Then after Ramila was Bishop Yawasop. And then after Bishop Yawasop was Bishop Nathaniel. Respect the elders. Go ahead.
Far left.
The brother right there. Right there.
Right, Asaph? Yep. That's the brother that taught Asaph right there. I'm going to show y'all something. Right here. Y'all see this young man right here with the blue? This man right here with the blue, that's who y'all call the God-sent comforter.
Pause. That's the guy that stayed when Marshall left and started pushing Christianity and so forth, and wearing crosses and all that other garbage, and took the money and so forth. And some of these lead elders today stayed under him, and then refurbished the old name that was used by the elders that left initially. I'll be nice today, and I'll mention those names that are morbidly obese. Let's continue. Now, let's go to Revelation 21. This is a sidebar. So y'all can watch this video. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's a very, very thorough and clear, concise history of our elders and where we come from. You can also go to the website. You find it on there as well. Because our bishop was honest about where he comes from. Some of y'all done raised up some real idiots out here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yes. Well, you had it. I was looking for those. Yeah, there we go. That's Bishop in the red right there.
That's right.
On the red right there. The back behind Ariel. And Marshawn on the left. He's there.
Hey, where's your picture at? Do you have a picture? Do you have one like this?
Where your picture at? You there? In the back, where you at?
Where's your picture
on your daddy's ball somewhere when this took place?
Where's your receipt?
That's Bishop Yawasop on the left, and that's Ariana teaching. Because they were there. Speak on things they don't know. They put some respect on it. The hell is this? Nations being saved. They taught that. They taught nations can be saved. Y'all guys are, I'm telling you, man. It's offensive.
The elder used to tear up those Edomites in Times Square. Yeah. Tear them up, curse them out, and tell them they're going to slavery. Now all of a sudden they thought that they're going to be saved.
And I'm noticing a trend too, Cap. I'm noticing a trend. A new trend now in Israel. Israel's getting real weak with scriptures now. They're getting real passive, and they're beginning to adapt. Back then, Ariel and them did not use a bunch of blue letter Bible, bunch of different version Bibles, commentaries. These men would go on Times Square and would destroy everything. Set Times Square on fire with no other Bible, just KJV, and just slaying niggas and heathens. Now all of a sudden we go into the blue letter, the Greek. Listen, these men were a problem for the world back then. That's why they had to be destroyed by Esau. Esau wasn't there and infiltrated. They knew these guys are a problem. So all this stuff, I'm seeing a new thing now. Well, we gotta use NLT, we gotta use the NFL version, the BBL version, the NBA version, the DDD version, the DAD version, the PSP version, the PlayStation version. All these virgin Bibles for what? All over the damn place. All over the place. What does the Bible say? Precept upon precept. Let's get that real quick. 28 and verse 9. Let's get it real quick. Let's see the rules of engagement when it comes to the Bible.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 9.
Come on.
Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
Whom will God teach knowledge and make to understand how to teach his Bible? How to speak his words? Go ahead.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Those that are nourished by what? Parents, elders. By the word of God, they have guidance. A baby can't teach itself how to drink milk or how to walk. It needs elders, leaders. Read on.
For precept must be upon
It
precept.
says precept must be upon commentary.
For precept must be upon precept.
Upon different versions.
For precept must be upon precept.
Other versions.
For precept must be upon precept.
Upon the Strongs.
For precept must be upon precept.
Upon the Zondervans.
For precept must be upon precept.
We use commentaries, we use Strongs or other versions if it corroborates with the precepts. If it supports the precepts, then it is usable. If it does not, it is bull. It's garbage. This new trend now. You use that version. Well, this version, well, I don't care what that version says. What does the Bible say? That's right. It's Satan. There's evil behind this. It's a whole new trend now. Oh, just use the NLT. Use the BSB. Use the NLT. Why? Why are you going to use 8 versions for one verse? Why? There's something or someone behind this new adaptation of teaching. I'm seeing it now. Because when I grew up under Bishop 2006, he wasn't using all these concordances and blue letter. What the hell that from? The bum camp. Them first, they start off with that nonsense. But it's more prominent now, like more NLT, ASV. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? How do we get here? Read the verse again.
For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little.
Line upon line, here a little, there a little. Precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. Give me Timothy 2:15.
Come on. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, saying the exact same thing. Because I listened to Paul. Because Paul was chosen by Christ. Paul was no false prophet. According to what Peter says, if you don't understand Paul's letters, you're wicked. He didn't say if you don't understand Paul's letters because Paul messes up from time. You know, sometimes Paul messes up. Don't mind Paul. Sometimes he be off. Is that what Peter said? Read again.
Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed.
Go ahead.
Rightly.
Doing what?
Rightly.
Rightly doing what?
Dividing the word of truth.
Here a little, there a little. When we use them precepts, these Christians can't deal with us. Right. They cannot. We go to what the Greek is in the Bible. We explain it. Gentile is in the Bible. The Bible is self-explanatory. It doesn't need help.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.